One, thank you so much for being here. It's wonderful to see all of you. It's really amazing every time we put out the word that we want to have a conversation, we want to start to move the cannabis industry forward. Each one of you continue to support us and show up, and we can't thank you enough. So I'd like you to give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you very much for being here. You're amazing.
LICC Leadership Conference.
So this is for breakfast.
Okay.
There you go. Aha, what shall I have? Oh, I know what I'll do. I think I'll have some tea. Maybe I'll just smoke.
Okay.
And then, as the day goes on, you find out you're out there, you're having a great day, everything is so cool, you're moving along, and life is great.
Wow.
Oh, man, everything is so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. And I wonder why it's so beautiful. Oh, but wait, I've got lots of friends.
Get them together.
Nice.
We're all having a happy time. Peace and love. Always peace and love.
Nice. That's what I'm talking about.
So before we get started, I just wanted to, like I said, say thank you for being here, identify who and what we are and the purpose of what we're doing. Hugo, the Vice President of the Cannabis Coalition, if you want to come up and say a few words, or you good, you tell me. I'm good. We've been trying to do the work where the OCM and the Governor's Office and the local municipalities have absolutely failed us or refused to step in and have these conversations. We had no idea how to move from the mud that we were stuck in. So we started to create a community, recognizing there's strength in numbers. And we'll go a lot further if we're together as opposed to going really fast by ourselves. So we started to build this community, and as we did so, each one of you answered the call, and slowly but surely, it went from 1 to 10 to 100 to a couple hundred to a couple thousand now at this point. And we really can't thank you enough for stepping up. And yeah, please. We've had movement. And we're starting to see results, and we're chasing and moving closer to our goals. And that's what today's conversation is. These are 3 of the dispensaries that have just recently opened up. Good Days, they're out in Queens. One of our board members, Simply Green, out in Coram, opened up last week against all of the resistance in Brookhaven. And Flower Shack, again, one of our board members, they opened up this week out in Rockaway Park. And if you didn't know, man, Long Island is a money maker. So we're creating some opportunities out there. A lot of the resistance that was there at the very beginning, it's still there. But we've been opening the door now. And pretty soon we're going to kick that damn thing off the hinges. And we're all going to be able to walk through it. Absolutely.
To my space, you know, treated like home, we family. Everybody embraced me. Gary, Lugo, Matt, Rashida, everybody in here embraced us, and If you need resources, you know, it's like a family. You can ask me, come to me, pull me to the side.
And this is us showing love to you because we can't be thankful enough, really. We've opened the door, we've asked, we've extended the invitation, and you have grabbed it and run with it. Really, just absolutely amazing what it is that you've done and helped us accomplish. And this room is the fruits of your labor as well. So thank you again, and another round of applause for all of our sponsors. The journey to open a dispensary is unlike any other. Right? The cannabis industry is unlike any other, but opening the cannabis dispensaries, man, what a mission. Today's conversation, $1 billion battlegrounds. We're just going to talk about a couple issues inside of Long Island in particular, but also through the state. This is a grouping of individuals who have some expertise, some know-how, and some experience as to what it takes and what it is currently taking to get through some of the turmoil and some of the mud in their own spaces. Dashida Dawson, the weed head. She needs no introduction, but in reality, she is an awesome individual, an advocate, and a weed connoisseur, right?
Thank you for having me. Good afternoon. My name again is Dashida Dawson, right? Like they're just messing up on purpose or with another agenda. Rather than us, you know, pretending like we're steering everything in the right direction, I would like government to be honest when things aren't going as planned and be very clear that we are in a treading water situation or we're in a we need more of you all to come to the table. As a team, the people that are in my tribe that want cannabis as medicine to be the primary message, that want social equity and restorative justice to be the outcomes that we see, we're still, you know, running those same plays. So it doesn't matter what position you are in, you're going to still have to continue to be prepared to fight. I also learned very quickly, you got to be able to cross over and keep it moving in this industry. That means that, or pivot, that means that things change so quickly that it isn't something that you can bank on for 10 years. Nothing has stayed the same in cannabis longer than 18 months to 2 years. If you're game planning, government too, and this is something I was telling New York City, it isn't, we're not creating a structure that we expect will necessarily be around year 10, year 15. We're creating a structure that has ability to expand as we go. And the last is, you know, don't get comfortable. This week, the hemp industry, multi-trillion-dollar business, to be honest, if you take all of cannabis, including China and hemp, this week the hemp industry is all up in arms, which is really our industry as well, because of a federal decision that we never necessarily saw coming and people didn't plan for. I think, for me, the sense of urgency is about not being comfortable. We're in a state of conservative backlash, and it is not about pushing back or pulling back because of the backlash, but it's actually about standing stronger and pushing harder because we are right. Because this is the right thing to do, because this is the best way to move forward. I have a lot of still hope for our state. I feel like many states have gone through their trajectory and they have had their ups and downs. It took us nearly 100 years to really mess up the plant and mess up our relationship with the plant. It's definitely going to take us more than 5 years to figure out how we get engaged. But I think this type of event, these type of conversations are what make the movement possible.
Matthew Robinson, Cannabis Retail Alliance of New York, as well as Legacy Dispensary.
Our organization is actually day-to-day, everyday fighting this. We have weekly meetings with different senators. We have meetings with the governor's office about this issue. This is a constant issue. So be cautious when you put your dispensary. Know the rules. Everything is going to change. So watch this consistently. Pay attention. This isn't something that you should just brush off because a foot matters. You know, when you have a school that's 499 feet away or 299 feet away, whatever the number is supposed to be, that matters. When you have a dispensary that's 495 feet away and you got a great location, okay, are we doing door to door? Are we doing door to property line? Are we doing door to exit? Knowing how to measure the proximity is important. So, pay attention to proximity. I would stay longer. I have to get back up to Albany. My train leaves in like 30 minutes. So you guys have a good day.
Thank you very much. Round of applause for Matthew. Thank you, man. Brother, appreciate it.
I'm Kimber Orezi. I've been a medical cannabis patient and the parent of a patient in the program since 2017, 2018. I've been a caregiver for multiple people in the program, which in New York State really means I'm a courier. I can pick up cannabis at a dispensary and I can drive it to you. That never really made any sense to me. I started working in medical cannabis in dispensaries in 2018. We got our first medical dispensaries that opened in New York State end of 2016, 2017. And I saw it as a way to open up the conversation as to what cannabis as medicine should look like in my community. And I live in Nassau County. I live in one of the areas in New York State that, when combined with Suffolk County, we've always had the largest number of medical patients in the state, and we've always created the most amount of revenue. And we have the most amount of people who consume in shame, because we live in the most stigmatized area in cannabis. And I never really understood what stigma was until I became part of it. But when we're talking about education, you want to let people in your community know, hey, we're coming. And this is something that we're going to offer that'll be a different experience for people. Conversely, when we see education that comes out in the cannabis space from people who are our leaders and we think that it perpetuates stigma, call them out on it. How many people saw the Halloween advertisements that were going on about cannabis in New York State? I saw 3 different news stories about, we have to watch out for these cannabis packages. And my comment back on every post to the OCM was, with all due respect, there's not a single person in the New York State program that has a consumable product that could be mistaken for a Sour Patch Kid, for a Skittles, for an M&M's bag, for an Oreo. So why do we keep perpetuating this on our local news? We are literally supposed to be talking about these health and wellness options and educating people in our community about these wonderful resources. We can't do that if we, inside of this conversation, are constantly communicating against ourselves.
So education is important. Humanizing who you are. If you're going to move into a community and you don't already live there or know people, make it so that people can get to know you. Because my whole thing is, you guys are small businesses. You're what we want to see on Main Streets. We want to see real people with family businesses, right? Small businesses, and I think that's a powerful message. If you're moving into a community where you're not known, is let people get to know you. Create those opportunities, whether you do it through social media or you host get-togethers, education, outreach. One of the things when I meet someone on the street and they'll go, oh, I don't want another cannabis dispensary. We have so many. Really? Have you even been into one of them? Right? A lot of people who are concerned about cannabis dispensaries haven't even been in one. I said, listen, zombie apocalypse, I'm going to the dispensary. They have security, it's well lit, right? They've got good stuff there. Finally, one of the things that you may encounter is, because this is what I encountered in Riverhead, was this whole idea that being 500 feet from a school with a dispensary violates the drug-free school zones. That's wrong, right? And that's one of the things that we don't talk about, is that the MRTA also modified a lot of other sections of law, right? So in the New York State penal law, the drug-free school zone policy applies to illegal sales of illicit drugs within 1,000 feet of a school, right? And that's how Riverhead justifies their 1,000-foot setback from a dispensary. It is not a crime if you are selling cannabis legally. You are not violating the drug-free school zone, and I think that's an important part of messaging when we talk about education in schools and proximities, is dispelling that, which is something that really people are trying to perpetuate as a reason to curtail where you can have a dispensary.
Join a membership organization and have a voice. We won't be able to tackle stigma for consumers. Like, no individual can do that. There needs to be a large voice. And I believe, as you mentioned, Nassau, stigma is at the root of the opt-outs. And opt-outs, as we all know, is part of the problem. And so this is something that we should all be concerned about, not just as consumers, but as people involved in the industry. And so I just wanted to commend you for that and encourage everybody to join the Empire State Green Standard Alliance and tell your friends to as well, because there's power in numbers. So thank you.
Round of applause for our panel, please.
Gary Vito.
I am here in service, and we appreciate all of y'all for showing up. And don't forget to visit the cash register and help Trends out, boost their numbers, and get some goodies, bring it back home.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for being here.